Hi, I'm David Twyble, a flight instructor in ATP. This is a short reflection on how leadership training actually works in the cockpit. Aviation teaches maneuvers with stunning precision. We can define a steep turn to the degree, a stall to the knot, a climb gradient to the foot. We brief stabilized approach gates down to exact altitudes and speeds. We train callouts, flows, profiles, and tolerances. Nearly every technical action in aviation sits inside a neat little box, measured, standardized, and repeatable. But the things that actually make someone a pilot, the things that keep airplanes and passengers alive, are not written that way. Judgment, pacing, tone, timing, how you carry discomfort, how you slow an approach when everything feels rushed, how you quietly de-escalate a cockpit before anyone else even realizes it's heating up. None of that appears in a chapter or a flow. It isn't formally graded, it isn't briefed, it isn't even clearly defined. It just seeps in. It's osmosis. A young first officer learns more from watching a captain handle a bad day than from watching a dozen perfect flights. A new hire absorbs rather than memorizes how a captain manages a delay vector, how they protect calm during a complicated approach, how they use silence strategically. Even a senior pilot learns from the pacing, tone, or restraint of the person beside them. I still remember my early days as an SIC, moments of awe when a captain solved what looked like an insurmountable problem with nothing more than judgment and calm, and moments of disgust at the corner-cutting and cowboy acts of those who flew with their hands instead of with their heads. One kind of captain made me want to earn the left seat. The other made me promise I would never fly like that. These things aren't taught directly, they're caught. You learn them because you sit close enough to someone with more experience in a situation where you have real skin in the game, that their habits begin to shape yours. This is partly why copilots exist, not just for workload or redundancy, vital as those are, but because the only reliable way to grow judgment is to expose one pilot to another. The cockpit is one of the last places in modern life where apprenticeship still happens the old way, shoulder to shoulder, moment by moment, passing down a craft not through lectures, but through example. And it happens the old way because we're passing down is so complex, so situational, and so deeply human that even the people doing it can't always explain it themselves. This is where the conversation about single pilot passenger operations starts to miss the point. If you remove the second pilot, you don't just remove workload sharing, you remove the developmental pipeline. You remove the only environment where captaincy is actually formed. Judgment can't be downloaded. Experience can't be uploaded. These qualities hand themselves off quietly, the way they always have, one flight at a time, one crew at a time, one moment of observation at a time. Even in the 21st century with glass cockpits, data links, automation, and predictive everything, the profession still relies on something ancient and human. Two people sitting side by side, learning from one another. And as long as passengers want to arrive alive instead of merely on time, that ancient, inefficient, deeply human arrangement, two pilots learning from each other one leg at a time, might remain the most advanced safety feature we have. Thanks for listening. If this resonated with your experience, leave a comment and let's continue the conversation.